and then I accidentally opened something and I got cut and started bleeding. So here I am, nevertheless, always something. Here I am. Let's talk about it. We have so much going on, I would say tonight, but I'm right now. We have AEW Forbidden Door, and we do have NXT Heat Wave. So we do have a lot of stuff going on currently as I'm speaking. So if a lot of people don't join, I understand there's a lot going on right now. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Trying to edit some things. Technology being weird like usual. So is what it is. Forbidden Door. We already have Mercedes Monet has, I guess, retained her title. It's not really that shocking that she retained. But let me edit. Not really shocking that she's retaining, but let's continue. Okay. How do you? Oh, okay. Are you going to do something for your 42nd birthday? Hello, Anthony. How are you? In 2016. Okay, you have less than 10 years, right? Because this is going to current, correct? Sorry, just editing some things. We may have Chris Jericho joining WWE. Again, that was my latest video, but the streets are talking. Allegedly, he does want to go back. Oh my God, we get it. Like, stop asking me 1,000 questions. But what I feel about him going back, I don't think he'll be a draw wherever he goes. He's not going to be the main player, but he will be an asset to whatever company he decides to go to. That is what I think. People already think that he's going to go to WWE. Those allegedly in AEW, they think he's going to be there at Royal Rumble. Oh, okay. So I noticed you like movies. So you're a movie person. I did just see Jurassic Park. But we do have a lot going on. Heat Wave. What do we think about that? I already know Jason Jane is not going to lose her title. What do we think about AEW Forbidden Door? Will we see a new champion? Is that something you guys want to see? I do think there is a lot going on today with wrestling, so it's kind of hard to stay afloat with both shows. We do have, at least for news, women's champion Naomi had to give up her title because she is pregnant. So that is already confirmed because she did admit it and had to get rid of her title. Sad day indeed. Let's go to Forbidden Door right now and talk about the results so far on Forbidden Door. We did have that glass hour, which is, I guess, pre-show glass hour, whatever they want to call it these days. We did have a lot of people pre-show. Let's gossip about this. What's going on with Josh Alexander and him in AEW? I thought they were going to do a little bit more with him, bringing him into AEW, but all we see is a lot of bullshit. We don't really see a lot going on with Josh Alexander while AEW has him signed. A lot of multi-man matches, which is kind of great for, I guess, he's being used. But again, not really a lot of one-on-one shit. So we can showcase what Josh Alexander can do. I do want to talk about that. That is a little disappointing. Great to see Austin, Ace Austin in AEW. Great to see it. But again, is he going to be like Josh Alexander, barely used? Hope not. We did have Tony Storm. She retained. Mercedes Monet retained. A lot of people are retaining. Okay, we're doing the results. Okay. Okay, so I guess we have the Hangman thing going on right now. I guess they're doing play by play, like every minute. They're doing an update, so I'm going to be here all night. Like this, just scrolling down from the last minute was just one match. And I know I did not advertise this as much this live, but again, there's so much going on. I don't know when I'm supposed to go on with all this going on Sundays. We did have Brodito. I guess isn't that the AEW champion? Well, I'm sorry, the Ring of Honor champion. I don't know why he keeps competing at AEW every week and at the pay-per-views. Again, I thought he was a Ring of Honor superstar, but you kind of want to know that since he's always in AEW. But I guess congrats to them. Let's see. I guess we had Zach retain his title. Again, not a surprise. A lot of people will be retaining tonight. Kyle Fletcher retaining again. I'm not really a huge fan of his. I really feel like Kyle Fletcher is a downgrade Sammy Guevara at this point. They are really trying to push Kyle Fletcher as one of the pillars of that company. We even have people like Swerve saying that he is the future. So again, clearly this is what AEW wants. They want Kyle Fletcher to be that person. When you think mid card, a small guy, you think about him. But I really don't like him. Again, it seems very forced. Nothing that he did per se. It just seems very, very forced to the point I don't like it. We do have some wrestling news we want to talk about. Some wrestling news. Something went on, child, with Raja Jackson. I don't know who this is, a Roger Jackson, but he's all in the headlines. Roger Jackson, the son of former UFC. No wonder I don't know him because he's part of UFC. Roger Jackson, the son of former UFC light heavyweight champion Quentin Rampage Jackson, appeared to brutally assaulted a professional wrestler at an independent wrestling event in California, of course. The scene was captured live on streaming platform. In the video, okay. So if you don't know, I guess UFC, Roger Jackson, I guess his father is very known in the UFC lane. Again, I don't really watch UFC, but what I've seen is the guy got really knocked out, the professional wrestler. I do think he like threw a little pop at him or poured something on him, thinking it was part of the work. The guy got offended. Raja, you could see him apologizing, but still, he did. I guess slammed his ass really hard. From what I saw, there's a lot of videos going around, and got on top of him and started beating him. His face, punching, 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 very angry. This is all over Twitter, well, X, Blue Sky a little bit. You know, they try to filter all the violence out. But I know his father made a statement apologizing for what his son did. A lot of people thought this was a work. A lot of people even alluded that the person passed away that got attacked, which he did not pass away. That's just a lot of hearsay, and a lot of people just want to get clickbait. But I may make a video about this, talk about it a little bit more. Stu is the person that got attacked. Yes, Stu. Mm, Stuart Smith, aka Skyo Stu. So again, him getting attacked brutally was very unnecessary. Again, there was something that happened prior where he threw something at him, I think a drink at him, again, playfully thinking it was part of the work. But I guess this Roger Jackson, again, I don't really know UFC that much, and clearly he has a UFC background, the way that he beat up this guy and made him bleed and go to the hospital. Yes. So that is what's going on currently with wrestling news. What's really popular right now, outside of Chris Jericho allegedly going to WWE again. This is something else that's going on in wrestling headlines. Prayers for Stu, whatever his name is. Not trying to be funny, but prayers for him. I hate that it turned to that. I really do hate that it turned that ugly. Please like this video, by the way, and follow if you have not. Again, I know a lot of people aren't going to come because we have two pay-per-views going on. We have Forbidden Door, and we have AEW All Out. Hold on, AEW Forbidden Door and NXT Heatwave. So we have two things going on while I'm talking. Hi, for those that watch the replay, this is me talking. We do have some news about Vince McMahon. It is his birthday, by the way. Say what you want about him. I guess he did bring a lot of memories. August 24th, it is his birthday today. Did bring a lot of memories to me as a child. But yes, Vince McMahon, it is his birthday, his 80th per se. Um, let's see. There were some rumblings about who showed up at the party. You know, a lot of people are going to talk about it, baby. They're going to talk about who was at the party, who still rocks with Vince McMahon. Again, he's part of this lawsuit bad mouthing, basically, where he's being bad mouthed. A lot of people are trying to distance themselves because again they don't want to be affiliated with that shit. So let's see. CS Scoops. We do have Vince McMahon spotted with WWE alumni after car crash. I totally forgot about that. Vince McMahon, he just turned 80 today, but he was in a car crash. So not only that Jane situation, we also have that situation where he was allegedly drunk, they claim, when he was in that car wreck last month. Notice a lot of stories come out that you forget. But yes, he was with Bruce Pritchard and JBL in New York City. Okay, JBL is not surprising that he would be with Vince McMahon, still seen with him publicly. Again, Vince McMahon has changed a lot of people's lives. I mean, if he didn't change mine, but he brought a lot of memories as a child. But he probably changed a lot of people's lives, employees, and what he did with their lives and made them stars. So not surprised that JBL would not just distance himself. I mean, we still have John Cena that talks good about Vince McMahon. Yes, John Cena. So a lot of people still like Vince McMahon despite the lawsuit. You can have your own opinion, but that's with him. Happy birthday to him. 80 years old, huh? So speaking of wrestling news, and by the way, please like and follow. If you have not, it does help. Again, really sorry to hear what happened with that Roger Jackson situation, but we do have allegedly The Rock being a fan of a AEW superstar. The Rock is reportedly big fan of AEW superstars on Newsweek.com. You know, we like to gossip here. So who does The Rock allegedly like from AEW? Danhausen. I'm sorry, I have not seen this man in a while. Danhausen, the same one that allegedly his contract he wants to get out, but they have added time due to injury. In the wake of the recent reports of Danhausen continues contract status with AEW, new report has revealed that the very nice, very evil star has a powerful admirer in WWE, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yes. The news, which comes from the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, adds a fascinated new wrinkle to the future of the popular. Okay, Waze. James Ryan reported on the situation that there are people within WWE who are the fans of the John Hansen gimmick, and he specifically named the former WWE champion, current TKO board member, as one of them. There are those in WWE into the game, including Dwayne Johnson, who was a big fan of him when he first started making his name. So again, this does matter if you do make your name outside of WWE. They will see you if you are making a name for yourself. Even Danhausen, again, a lot of people aren't even really fans of this man, but just him getting over and his character, I guess, got the likes of Dwayne Johnson. And if that is the case, we can see him sooner than later going to WWE. Yes, AEW, they can. Oh, child, I thought they were playing that audio. I was about to get mad. Why are they playing the audio? I muted it. But you can say what you want about AEW. They still can make future WWE stars if WWE looks at them and makes them a star. So Danhausen, we do have that allegedly a huge supporter of his is The Rock. We do have Keith Lee. Speaking of AEW, maybe he'll come tonight. Not sure. AEW for Rendor is currently still going. I want to remind you of that. So do not say, well, you were late, waze. But we did have Keith Lee There are reports that he is not injured. WrestlingNews.co has reported Keith Lee has been cleared for an AEW return. Yes, the Limitless One has been on extended hiatus due to an undisclosed health reasons. Again, I think we talked about this before, about his health issues. I don't think it was this year, but I think maybe last year. It's not the first time I read that this man has health issues. In a recent update on his own social media, Lee stated he is quite fine and that the return is not up to him. Basically, letting you guys know it's creative, not me. It is not up to me. Not up to me. Lee has made a couple of backstage visits to AEW tapings in his home state of Texas earlier this year, but he has not been a regular presence at the show. Lee's last match took place at the Holiday Bash 2023 special, where he defeated Brian Cage. So it's been longer than a year at this point. I mean, 2023, about to be 2026 sooner than later. So it's about to be a long time that we've seen Keith Lee. So I don't know what's going on. Let's talk about AEW and the ratings real fast, or let's just talk about all ratings per se of this week. Ratings this week. Again, I think they do the ratings with Raw on Netflix about people who watched it as a whole, the whole episode, not just some. So I do want to put that. Okay, I guess we don't have anything for um, this week. We do have Raw August 11th, 2 million, 2.8 million. That's how much was for Raw August 11th. But again, nothing for Raw. What would have been this Monday? See, I'm clicking the calendar and it's like giving me so much other shit on my laptop. So, like, come on. What was this Monday? Child, this is too much. I can't with this. Okay, the 18th. Let me look up. I'm sorry. It's just too much going on with this screen. Nothing. All right, so we don't have anything yet for Raw for this week. Let's do NXT ratings. So Yahoo Sports, WWE NXT viewership and demo revealed for 8/19. Let's talk about it. WWE NXT saw a decrease in viewership on August 19th. The brand hit a road in Philadelphia. Again, sad, I guess. I don't know. They go up and down. So we really can't talk about this like this is negative because they probably will be back up next week, NXT. But according to WrestleNomics, NXT averaged 665,000 viewers on Tuesday. The show drew 0.15 ratings in the 18 to 49 demographic. The viewership is down from last week's with an average 728,000 viewers that tuned in. The demo also dropped from last week's 0.17 ratings in the same demographics. So again, I don't know what's going on with a NXT. I will say this: I used to be a huge NXT fan because they were the future. Now I don't watch as much. There are a lot of people I do like on there, like a Wesley, Javon. Yeah, I know I'm naming a lot of African Americans. As you see, I am African American myself, but I do like them too a lot. Do like what JC Jane is doing in her title reign. I always root for an underdog, so she was always the underdog in Toxic Attraction. So I do like her and what's going on with her. But it's just too much outside noise with NXT to the point I don't want to watch anymore. I don't want to see no Evolve people every week or every other week show up. I don't want to see Chelsea Green show up. She's on SmackDown. She's on Raw. I don't need to see her on NXT as well. I don't need to see TNA people every week showing up on NXT. Again, this is not really NXT to me at this point. This is NXT and everything else. So don't really watch, but the viewership's going down again. Probably next week it'll go right back up. Evolve really don't have that much to say about that. AEW Dynamite August 20th went down 565,000 viewers they had. I will say I am a huge fan of the underdog, so I want everyone to shine, especially AEW, because a lot of people wanted to go out of business. A lot of WWE diehards, but do want to. Oh, I have comments. Whoop that trick! Hey John, how are you? So are you disappointed with the NXT viewerships? Again, not bad mouthing them. I just don't watch as much because there's a lot of outside stuff going on. It's not that I don't like NXT. I really want Javon Evans to get that title. I really want to see Wesley get maybe a mid card title since they're pushing him with this little group. I don't even know what they're doing with him no more at this point. But what do you think? Happy Sunday. Chris, Hulk Hogan was a good wrestler and a true legend. He was. Okay, we talking about Hulk Hogan. And speaking of Hulk Hogan, since you did bring him up and we love to gossip pro wrestling news, let's talk about him next. A lot has been going on with his death. I think Brooke Hogan even stated that she paid for auto spy. What is it called? To get the results of what happened to him, and now they're alluding that maybe this wasn't a incident. Maybe this was foul play. I don't know. We can read about that in a moment. But yes, thank you for leaving your thoughts. I don't have anything negative or positive to say about him, so I will say that right now. So I'm hoping no one thinks I'm going to say something positive or negative. I really don't have anything to say about him. May he rest in peace. Dynamite, them going down, a lot of bullshit. It's the same people every damn week. I love Jet Speed, but if they're not going to get the title, I don't need to see them every week. What's going on with them? We see them every damn week. We see, I like them, but it's just like every week we see these people. We always see the Hurt Syndicate. Either they're in a match or doing a backstage promo. We always see Mr. Briscoe. We always see a tag team match, 6-man match, a tag team woman match. It's always the same formula. So maybe they need to do better. Again, with Keith Lee, why aren't you using him? I mean, if he's clear, we just said that he just stated that he was clear. So what's going on with that? So again, they use the same people. If it wasn't for AEW, Hulk Hogan wouldn't have made wrestling the way it is. Okay, Hulk Hogan made the industry bigger than the whole wrestling. Okay, yeah, I can't take away his contributions. I know a lot of people are indifferent in what he did in his personal life. I do know he was a staple during his time. I did know him as a child. Again, I'm a 96 baby, so I don't know when he was hot. Was he hot in the 90s? Was he hot in the 80s? Again, if I'm a 96 baby, I was a baby when he was really hot. But I do know him, do know he was like a big John Cena presence, even maybe bigger, I heard. But I know who he is. I remember seeing him in that motorcycle at WrestleMania 21. Remember seeing him in the games. But yeah, he seemed like he was a big draw. Yeah, I don't know. I think they eventually did pay tribute. Eventually, they did pay. I think commentary they did at Collision. I think they ended up paying. Wasn't it Tony that said something about him? Yeah, I think they did something on Collision. But how are you, Chris? What's going on this Sunday for you? Is there anything that's catching your eye, such as a Forbidden Door or NXT Heat Wave, or are you enjoying your Sunday? Thank you for coming, by the way. And same to you, John. And it seems like, because at first I thought maybe you don't like AEW, but it seems like you're like more disappointed. Like you wanted it to at one point to shine, and you wanted it to be a good company, but after a while you just got tired of Tony Khan and his ways. I will say this: AEW is going to eventually be a streaming only promotion. I do think with this HBO Max, I don't know if they will get renewed with TNT and TBS for a TV deal. I do feel like HBO Max will be the future, just like streaming is the future. We have Tubi, which is for, again, we do have Tubi, which is for Evolve. We will have ESPN, which is for the WWE pay per views. We will have YouTube, that is for the vaults, YouTube Vault, the WWE Vault, and the archive stuff. So again, everything is becoming streaming. I wouldn't be surprised if HBO Max and Amazon Prime would be where you can watch AEW Dynamite and Collision, if that's still a thing in the future. Also, what's going on with HBO Max and the pay-per-views. Again, if they would put the pay-per-views on the next month or the next week, it would get a lot more viewers. Or if they even include a discount. Again, I don't know what they're doing with the pay-per-views. Again, I thought HBO Max, not. I see they're on Prime sometimes. That's why I said maybe Prime, they will stream it on Prime and HBO Max, AEW moving forward if they don't give it a TV deal. Two streaming services, you can watch them. Again, please like and follow. Let's talk about this. No network wouldn't want a shitty ass promotion. Okay. Is there anything you think that could do better for AEW or you just don't like them at all? 'Cause I don't know if you want them to do better or you just don't like them at all and just want them to fail. I'm not sure. But like, do you want there to be new ownership maybe? Like he sells it to somebody else and somebody else takes over for him? Or maybe he has someone else runs it and he just funds it. Maybe that's a solution. Seems like you don't like Tony Khan. But I mean that would be a solution. If you want AEW to shine, maybe he does sell it to someone or he has someone runs it for him while he's the one that's pocketing it. Like he okay. Because yeah, I can tell you kind of like it, but you kind of don't, so it's kind of hard to gauge. But the Hurt Syndicate, allegedly MVP is a diva backstage. Allegedly, he is a diva backstage. We all heard about the Mike Speedball, and allegedly they're divas, where they did not want to work with MJF no more. That's why he abruptly left the group. Again, I guess they have a lot of creative pool, the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Business, whatever you want to call them these days. But hmm. We shall see. Bully Ray added to the fuel. He did say WWE should bring back Chris Jericho since allegedly Chris Jericho is going back to WWE. What do you think about that? But allegedly, he is going back. And Bully Ray, we all know he's a busted open. We all know that he has a good rapport with WWE. He wants to finish his career there probably. Are they in the Hall of Fame yet? Team 3D. I don't think they are. I can't keep up with them. Okay, so I'm not tripping. They were inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, the Dudley Boys. I thought they were inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. I kind of knew they were inducted into something, but they were inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. How's that going to work, by the way, if TNA and WWE, if they continue this partnership indefinitely, which I don't know that will be the case, I feel like WWE would buy them before they do that. How would the TNA Hall of Fame and the WWE Hall of Fame work? Oh, what did he say, Chris? If you mind showing, and oh yeah, you do miss Hulk Hogan. Seems like that was someone in your era that you really, really did enjoy. Is there a favorite memory you have of him? You can always share. But yeah, let me read about Hulk Hogan. I did just state I was going to read about that, but I didn't. So let me do as I promised. Please like and follow, by the way. It does help if you have not. But yes, let's look at this. Hulk Hogan. TMZ, Hulk Hogan cause to death may be medical malpractice. Okay. Hopefully it's no audio, child, because it's like not letting me scroll down right now on my laptop, which is giving me the feeling that there's going to be a big video that I'm about to walk into. Because again, it's not letting me. Okay, can I want to read about what happened to Hulk Hogan this thing, but it's just like so much ads. It's like so tiresome. Like okay, allowed ads. Yes, like oh my god, now Rolling Stone wants me to have all these ads. Like stop. Let me go on Daily Mail. Hopefully they don't have 20 ads for me to click on. Daily Mail. I guess this is like you gotta go old school if you don't want ads these days, huh? Um, haven't been on Daily Mail in years. Daily Mail was Hulk Hogan murdered. In-straight daughter Brooke has new information among police investigation into death. Here's all the evidence. Child, I can't. Oh, they want me to subscribe to read the shit. Well, fuck that. I'm not doing all this. Like, okay, let's go to ABC Los Angeles. Police, I knew there was gonna be a video. Police investigation continues into death of Hulk Hogan. Child, they want this video to be copyrighted, all this audio they're trying to play. The Clearwater Police Department said in a statement Thursday that the unique nature of the case has required us to interview multiple witnesses and seek medical records from a variety of providers, and our detectives continue to do that. Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bola, died July 27th at the age of 71 at a hospital after paramedics and police rushed into. Okay, let's get on with the update. All of this takes time, the police said. Statement says until the investigation is complete, no records related to the case, including body cam footage, has been released. David, okay, let me read this. David Von Erich and Harley Race was my favorite wrestling feud of the early 1980s, like Hulk Hogan versus Big John Studd in the mid. Okay, I may have to watch Big John Studd and Hulk Hogan, so thank you. I want to maybe relate to why you like him so much. So I will, let me write this down, message myself to maybe watch that so I know why you like him so much. So I am messaging myself on Messenger to remember that. So Hulk Hogan versus Big John Stud. So I will promise you this. I will watch one match of that feud. So at least I'll have something to talk about when you come back. I at least will know what you're talking about, why you like him so much. So thank you. I did message myself. I'll watch a video tonight. I miss Evelisa from Lucha Underground. Evelisa was my favorite. So I see you're very versatile with your wrestling because you mentioned WWE sometimes, you mentioned AEW sometimes, you mentioned Lucha Underground. So you are a huge wrestling fan, which I do like to see. I vaguely know that name. I vaguely know that name. Okay, so I guess I'll do the. I heard of her, but I vaguely know it. So your statement is accurate because you said she should have been bigger or should have been big in AEW. So yes, I don't really know much of her. So that is a testament to your statement that they could have done better with her. Hulk Hogan versus Slate Slaughter. All right, so let me see. Because if that's the WrestleMania thing, I can watch that tonight. Let me watch. Let me see versus. Okay, WrestleMania VII. Okay, so what I will do is watch that tonight. I will watch that tonight on Peacock. I will watch that tonight. I won't watch the whole WrestleMania, so I will not lie to you and pretend I watched the whole WrestleMania, but I will watch that match because that's your favorite moment. Because I do, you have mentioned Hulk Hogan before on the stream, and I really don't understand why you like him so much. Again, that was in my era, so it's no shade towards him. I'm not saying that I don't like him. I'm just saying I don't know why because I wasn't really watching that thing, clearly. So, that being said, I will watch this WrestleMania VI. I will watch that match. So we have something to talk about, Chris. The next time I'm online, at least I can give you my take on the match. And maybe you can give me yours. Hey Frank, how are you? We've been doing a little gossip. I am so glad you came. Chris was just giving some nice ideas about his Hulk Hogan favorite memories. We were talking about AEW and NXT. The viewership went down on both shows. NXT, I said, I'm sure it's going to bounce back like usual. I would say I don't like all the outside shit with NXT. I don't like the Evolve people. I don't like the TNA people always showing up. I don't like the main roster, the Chelsea Green, the Nia Jax. I don't need to see them. I like NXT when it was about the future of wrestling. It was about them. You wanted to see them shine. Now it's always TNA people, Evolve people, Undertaker, Sexy Red, Nia Jax. It's always so much shit to the point I don't even know what I'm watching at this point. So they went down this week. AEW went down. The thing about AEW, they are relying on the same people. Josh Alexander, again, a lot of people think I'm a WWE hater because I'm trying to root for AEW because they're the underdog, but I want all wrestling to shine. But with AEW, it's the same shit every week. The multi-men, the 10,000, 50K, 80K. Like, damn, y'all always winning some kind of money, but the ratings ain't showing. Like, how many times y'all hoes gonna win some money, but y'all ain't even doing good in the ratings? So that has gotten boring with the 50K, 80K, 90K bullshit. I guess Megan and her Penelope Ford, they're always gonna have their little segment where she wins. I missed the F5 with her. She was doing her thing. Now she has this little power bomb. I missed when she says bow down and did the F5, but I guess since Brock Lesnar's back, let's put out some gossip. Maybe he gave them a cease and desist. Maybe that's what happened. We like to gossip here, baby. Maybe he gave that bitch a cease and desist and said, I'm using that shit, so you need to go to a power bomb. Again, I don't know what happened. Then we have the Young Bucks and their gimmick. They're fine, but gotten stale at this point. They're not EVPs. They still can have entrance music at the end of the day. Non EVPs have that as well, but we're still doing this. Okay. Again, no Sammy Guevara, no shots. Private party. What's going on with that? Allegedly, we have MVP that doesn't like Mike, so he's saying they're not going to win the titles over my dead body, while the Hurt Syndicate. So we have that bullshit going on. Guess someone with the Hurt Syndicate didn't want to work with MJF, so I guess that just ended. Sammy Guevara, don't know what's going on with him. We barely see him anymore. We see his wife, but we don't see him. So, oh, I know I said a lot, child. I know. Let me take a breath, but it's just like it's just so annoying. Like I want AEW to do well, but it's just like, oh, another tag team match with Josh Alexander. Oh, a Ricochet. Oh, let's not forget this. The Ricochet match. Love Ricochet. I think he's hot, by the way. Clearly I'm gay. But the Ricochet bullshit is like every time he has a match, it's always these two men always show up in the middle of the match. It's like, why don't you just come with Ricochet? It's like every time he's about to lose or he's losing, these two fuckers come. It's just repetitive. Let me think. I said my little spiel on what's going on with the ratings and why I'm tired of watching. I am old school wrestling fan. Always be like, okay, I respect that. So, what is the current thing that's old school to you? I mean, there is NWA, but I'm so tired. I don't even feel like watching that shit. Where do we even watch that at? NWA. A lot of people don't talk about it, and I know you're a wrestling fan because you said a lot of things. But with NWA, where do I watch something like that? Is that the old school vibe from the 80s, 70s that once was? I heard NWA is the place. Again, I'm gay, love men, and I love the women's wrestling. So I always try to support my girls. Last time I watched NWA was NWA Empower when what's her name? Mickey James had that pay-per-view. I wanted to support her ass. That was the last time I watched NWA. I heard they got some good things going for them. Wasn't Sandow part of that at one point? The Miz double stunt guy, wasn't he like the champion at one point? Oh, Raku, I remember that. I remember seeing that on Facebook, and I did remember seeing the first episode. You are right. I do thank you. Thank you from that memory because I think I watched the first episode when they went on Roku, what, 2 weeks ago? I think they had that battle royal, correct? I think there was this huge battle royal. Okay, yes, it's on Roku now, starting. I think I watched that first episode. Oh, not really good if it didn't draw my attention. I already forgot. But yeah, it was a huge battle royal. They were trying to put everybody on that show. NWA Jim Rocket. I heard he had some good things. I do what you want to call it, like his podcast online. Thank you, John. Online in Roku. Yes. Roku is free. And I do have a Roku TV. So TCL, but mm, I used to have a Fire TV, and that did not have the Roku channel, the Fire TV. But now I do have a Roku TV. So yeah, I knew the lineage went far with NWA, even to the territory days. So that's why I say maybe that's the last thing that's old school. I remember what's his name? Don't want to say the husband of Mickey James because it's very disrespectful. All this. Oh, shit. Nick Aldis, right? I heard when Nick Aldis was the champion, he made that belt look like $1 million. So I do know NWA does have some good moments and some old school vibes. I heard he was a good champion, Nick Aldis. I heard Camille again. What's going on with her? Former NWA Women's Champion, now part of AEW, would not remember that if you haven't watched AEW in a while, or if you've been watching and haven't seen her, you wouldn't remember that she's even part of the roster. Again, this is what I'm saying with AEW. They're using the same people over and over and over again, to the point we don't see other people. Like Camille, we could see her, but we keep seeing these witches every week fight. We keep seeing Willow and the witches fight each other every week. Now they're fighting each other before the pay-per-view. It's always the same stuff, just a different week. I don't even remember Leo Rush. I haven't seen him in a while. Where's his oh girl, I was gonna say where his thick self at, but where is he at? I haven't seen him in a while. Keith Lee, where is he at? Again, where's Isaiah? Where's Sammy Guevara? I mean, there's so many people that are missing. Camille, where the fuck is Britt Baker? Again, they keep using the same people over and over again, to the point it gets tired. But there was something else wrestling news that I don't. Oh, GCW. I knew it. I knew it. So maybe I gotta eat my words a little bit. And I can be a real bitch and say that. I thought this whole carrying cross, cheer for me. I hear y'all on SmackDown cheering for me. Keep on cheering for me. Thought this shit was a work. I can be real. I can be a real one to say that. I guess it's not, because he did show up at GCW. When I saw the photo, Scarlett was looking like Maria Kanellis when she was in TNA with that blonde streak in her hair and the ring attire. It was giving Maria Kanellis. So I'm just scrolling. I'm like, what the hell is Maria Kanellis doing in GCW? Then I realized, oh, that's not Maria, that's Scarlett. I guess she did dyed her hair a little bit. And Carrion make shocking GCW. He did have a promo Carrion Cross saying, "This is not a work. Did you want me to cry forever?" Of course, when he said this is not a work, I want to say, of course, this is a work, but okay. I guess we got to believe it for now. This is real. What's going on? I guess they really did not want to resign him. I guess they haven't resigned him yet. Maybe, maybe he's going to return at the Rumble. They already know he's going to return in January, and he's just finishing this year off with indie bookings just to drag it out a little bit, the storyline. But again, for right now, I guess this isn't a work. Even though it's kind of weird how WWE knows that the fans want to see him, but they still didn't renew his contract. They gave him 24 hours, I guess. By the way, please like and follow. Please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. So please like and follow. So let's see. I agree with that. It's all over the place. I will say AEW Frank again. A lot of people think I just love AEW. No, I love all wrestling. I just want all of them to shine. I don't want AEW to go out of business. That's why I try to root them on a little bit more than WWE. But I will say this with AEW, the women's division all over the place. We don't even know what we're getting. Like, I don't know. It reminds me of TNA. Like TNA, their women's divisions all over the place. Like you have so many different personalities that one doesn't stick because there's so many different ones. Kind of the same with AEW. Like who I would say the top 3 girls are, maybe Chris Stanlander. She's someone that they can rely on. I would say maybe Jamie. She did return. Jamie Hayter return again, because these are people that were from AEW from the get go. And maybe the other person, Megan, is the third person I would say is the hottest. Mercedes Monet, I love her to pieces. Favorite female wrestler of all time uh, that I have, but I don't really put her in the conversation with rating the women because she's her own commodity at this point with AEW and all these belts. So I really don't consider her to be part of the women's division. She's her own little sideshow. But they could push them a little bit better, like this, what's that, African Queen. I've seen her in AAW Pro in Chicago. She's a bad bitch in real life. But what she's doing in AEW, all this tag team shit, winning $1,000 so she can get her a new robe. Come on, boo. You don't have nothing better for her than being these tag team matches. The girl can blow. The girl can blow, but y'all ain't giving her a chance to blow. Who else? We got this Penelope Ford girl, the girl that's always posing with Megan. She's cute. I'll give her that. Love the blonde hair. You work it, baby. But what are you working for, baby? I'm bored when I see you because I ain't doing shit with you. We do have Ty J, Ty Slay, Taya, and what's her name? Anna J, and Tay could be women's tag team champions, but we don't have a championship for the tag team division. That would be cute. Maybe we can have her and them two face Megan and Penelope Ford. You want to put everyone in these tag team matches? Make a damn title for them. Jamie Hayter. Ah, not the fake Becky Lynch. Oh yeah, you right. You right. Oh, Chris, of course, you know, Chris agreeing with that because Chris, to his defense, he is someone that like all wrestling. He ain't just somebody that's just an AEW hater, but no, he is fed up with Tony Khan in his booking. So I knew he would like this conversation. I forgot about Tony Storm, even though she is a commodity and she is the hottest act. Don't know why my brain didn't think about it. I just say she retained her title. Again, maybe I thought like Mercedes Monet. She's like her own little show that I wouldn't even consider her like one of the women's wrestlers. She's her own commodity. Kind of like Athena, she's Ring of Honor, but you know, they have their own star power. But out of the AEW women, I guess who aren't as known, I would say would be Megan. She's one of the people that WWE people may not know, but she's hot right now on the wrestling forums and the blogs. Again, this is like if you were just scrolling and you didn't watch AEW, her name appears a lot. um, Jamie Hayter, again, the fake Becky Lynch. People know her because they drag her on X for that. So again, she's one of the hottest girls. Chris Stanlighter, people call her ugly. Some people call her like an ET. Some people say she looks like an alien. Some people say they want to see her face Jay Cargo. Some people say that she's a powerhouse and would do good in WWE. So again, she's someone out there. Her name. No, that's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, if you think about a certain person like a Becky Lynch, because they resemble each other, especially with their hairstyle, there's nothing wrong. That's not shade. That's true. Totally. Mega Man will soon be back on top of the connection. Um, to be honest, she was the mid card champion on my video game WWE 2K25. I have my own brand called the Mar brand, and that's where we fight on Velocity and Heat. We do have some pay per views. I was thinking about maybe doing that one time or bringing back. I did used to play video games on this YouTube, and I may bring my WWE 2K25 with all my shenanigans. So Megan was the baddest champion, which is the mid card women's title for my brand. The main title is the Marvelous champion, Marvelous. But no, she should be women's champion. I would say maybe even mid card. She could dethrone Mercedes Monet. That would make that TBS championship feel very prestige if someone like Megan dominated Mercedes Monet and dethroned her, that would make the title mean something. Again, or they could have a hard fighting match that lasts maybe 35 minutes. And Mercedes Monet, unfortunately, Megan Main was just too much with her power that she dethrones her. Again, she could make that mid card title mean something. She could make that heavyweight women's championship mean something as well. But again, I'm just thinking about who could dethrone Mercedes Monet and bring that title or keep it relevant. And I think about Megan. Okay, I'm a CM Punk supporting a straight edge society, so you probably didn't like what Matt Riddle recently said. We do gossip here a little bit, so we do see that Matt Riddle interview. I will say I'm biased because I do like Matt Riddle, so of course I won't say much bad about him, and I've met him a couple times through fan meetings and going to indie shows trying to meet him. So I'm a huge fan, but yeah, um, allegedly he's still hard to work with CM Punk, but that was the gossip. Really don't try to bring up Matt Riddle much because again, uh, I don't like to talk about Matt Riddle in a bad way. Marina. Wasn't she like wasn't she like the Ring of Honor champion recently, but then she got injured? Is that the same person I'm thinking of? Let me look. Mina. There's too many names at this point. And we're not even going to talk about Ring of Honor because we talked about that last week. Again, still nothing. TV deal, I don't think they won't ever get one. I think Ring of Honor, their best bet is maybe charging $2.99 on YouTube and airing it weekly on YouTube and maybe keeping the episodes on YouTube. I don't think that they're going to get a TV deal, especially with Chris Jericho allegedly leaving AEW. I thought the point of him becoming the Ring of Honor champion was to become the face of the company for a Ring of Honor TV deal. But at this point, less people are subscribing. I was just about to unsubscribe to Honor Club, but then we saw Sammy Guevara, which I'm a huge fan, so I guess I will keep it again for another month. But with Ring of Honor, what do we think about that real fast? Let me see if this is the lady I think you guys are talking about. Okay, yes, that is her. So, yes, I thought that was who you guys were talking about, but sometimes I need a visual to remember all of these people because she was the Ring of Honor. She took Red Velvet's title. Remember, Red Velvet got injured, and the Ring of Honor TV Women's Champion. Okay, wasn't this the same one that was feuding with Mariah May? Wasn't that the one that was dancing with her and they kind of betrayed each other? Yes, her. She could be a future star. We've seen her have a lot of moments. Again, I know her name at this point, so I would put her as one of those AEW women that do have name value. Is she still injured though? No, she did return because I remember she wanted revenge. Oh, hey, Bree, because I'm itchy, but how are you? And Frank G, Tony Khan. Okay, so Chris and Frank G are in agreement. They don't like Tony Khan. They are not. They don't like him. They feel like he's not running things well. Again, a lot of people have said he is so busy with so much other shit. You know, doesn't he have like an NFL team, NXL, whatever, minor league team, whatever you want to say. He has a team. He has other products, Ring of Honor. So he has so much his hands are tied to. At this point, again, he can fund it, he can own it, but he needs someone else to run creative. He needs someone else to maybe be the one to get the talent. Maybe he can be the one that helps sign people, but he doesn't have to have that much pull, such as creative. Again, creative with AEW and Ring of Honor. It's all over the place. We have the Ring of Honor champion showing up to AEW every week, but he's a Ring of Honor champion. Again, I thought Ring of Honor people were going to be exclusive to that brand to the point you wanted to watch Ring of Honor for these certain stars. But I was wrong because you have these Ring of Honor stars, such as the champion, show up every week on AEW. Again, isn't this the guy that just won the AEW? Well, didn't he just win a championship at Forbidden Door? So again, confusing. And then they put it on YouTube at the time. That pisses me off. I'd be like, why am I paying for this shit on a monthly? I think it's only $10 a month. It's at this point so much shit is getting taken out of my accounts. Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, Paramount, Prime, Spotify, Sling TV, Stars. What else? I know I got another subscription that I pay for. Honor Club. So it's always something getting out. Like every time I look, I'm like, damn, who taking $10 out to dine? Who taking $20 a night? Who taking 25? Who taking $8.99? Like Jesus. Zeus Network $6. I'm like, Lord, I'm gonna have to find me a website for half these shows, child. The way they taking out my money every day. But yes, I be getting mad when I see them put the full episode for free. That's why I say at this point, just put it on YouTube for $3 a month to be a subscriber so we all can see it. It would have a bigger audience. I like Tony Khan. I just don't like the way he's running. He said that's what I thought. You also, yeah, like you don't have a disdain for him as a person. You just don't like him. The way he's running things. Yep, that's what I thought. Chris, Shinsuke Broadcast should have kept Ring of Honor. Yeah, I feel like with the ownership, I even felt like it would have been better because yes, the way they were running Ring of Honor, it was again its own company. They were touring. Again, I keep saying this: Ring of Honor isn't being used as its own company. It's just a extension of AEW at this point. It's not its own company where Ring of Honor presents Downtown Florida Ring of Honor episode we're filming it. No, you have to watch Ring of Honor when you go to an AEW taping again because Ring of Honor is not its own separate thing. Yes, sometimes they do have their own pay-per-views, but again, it's always the same place as the AEW pay-per-view. Okay, AEW Forbidden Door. Okay, the night before we're going to have a Ring of Honor pay per view. When Ring of Honor becomes its own show again, where they're not filming it before AEW, where they're not only having pay per views at a building by themselves the same weekend as AEW, once they have their own schedule, their own camera crew, their own setup, their own creative writers, their own everything, that's when it will feel important. But right now, it's just okay, we don't have anything for you in AEW. You'll be in Ring of Honor for a little while. Okay, when we feel like bringing you back in AEW, we will sometimes, like the same in Guevara. We really don't have any plans for you in AEW, so we're putting you in Ring of Honor for a little while. Okay, a couple of people got injured, so now we need you on AEW, Sammy. Okay, now we're putting you back in Ring of Honor. That's what they're using it for. And a lot of newcomers are getting some shine there too, but still. I expected way more from Honor Club. I mean, this is the same place that had Angelina Love, who I used to love. The Allure, remember them? The AEW and Ring of Honor channel is too clustered. The roster. No, I understood exactly what you mean, John. No, it's too much. It's clustered. It's all over the place. It's kind of like WWE and the brand split. We feel like the brand split should be in place, but then they just all over the place. Kind of like Ring of Honor and AEW. Like if AEW and Ring of Honor are the two separate companies, and you want us to pay a special fee to watch Ring of Honor, they should be separate. We shouldn't be seeing them on AEW TV. We should be seeing them on Ring of Honor where everyone's paying to see these people. Again, they're not separating them, they're just putting them everywhere. Sometimes I have to go back and watch AEW on HBO Max. How they really made me. Oh, okay. So you're like to this point, you don't even watch live sometimes, which is understandable. It just gotten to this point where you're still just watching the replays on HBO Max. Or are you saying, or are you saying you like it because it's on HBO Max and it made you a better viewer? But I do think I understood you the first time. I think you were saying at this point you just can't keep up anymore. You have to watch on HBO Max the replay, which I am glad HBO Max is the option. Again, it will be the future of AEW. If they don't get re-signed with TNT, I don't think they want to go to a smaller network. Of course, they can go to a small one like Oxygen, Pop TV, some small no network and keep it on HBO Max. But I think HBO Max and Prime Video again will be the future of AEW. I feel like if AEW can get a deal with Prime Video and HBO Max, where that's where they shoot, where that's where they have the live AEW shows and the pay-per-views, maybe they can also get a deal with Ring of Honor where they have their own shows as well on Prime and HBO Max once a week. So as a huge Mercedes Monet fan, I do love her, but again, it's a little exhausting her always winning the titles. Again, what do these titles even mean when she has so many? So congratulations to the CEO. I do love her to death and to pieces. And I know she tries to make people look strong in her matches, but again, this isn't really helping any woman that she faces because we all know the end game is going to be she's going to win. So, are we really going to want to watch the Mercedes Monet match when it's against another women's champion? Or are we just going to wait for the aftermath when she wins and we just all going to talk about it? Again, I do love her. I just said that it's my favorite female wrestler. Did love the Sasha Banks, the boss, as African American myself. Was rooting for her. Saw how big she made in WWE. Made a lot of history. This now, okay, I will give her this. In WWE, she was winning belts, lost them really fast. I will give her that. She was not getting booked as strong as a Charlotte Flair and a Becky Lynch. I will give her that. I will give her that. Yes, she was respected. Yes, she got some title reigns here and there. Yes, her NXT days, again, this goes back to NXT. I keep telling you guys I did like NXT at one point, but her match with Bailey, one of the best women's matches of all time. Again, it was them two NXT women fighting because they are the future of WWE. And that's what I miss with NXT. Now we have all this TNA, Evolve, main roster bitches always showing up. But with her now in AEW, it's excited for her when they show their little promo. Okay, she's going to do some new things in AEW. She's going to do some indie shows. She's going to make headlines. She is, but she's always just winning titles to the point it's like, okay. Okay, I only know the AEW title. That's the only title I know. Oh, she's the New Hampshire champion, the Detroit champion. She's the Kentucky Fried Chicken Woman champion. I don't care. At this point, she has way too many titles. It doesn't really mean anything. Well, if she won an important belt, maybe I'll care. If you told me she won the NWA Women's Championship, I'd be like, oh wow, damn, she's the champion of NWA and AEW. That's major. But if she's the McDonald's Maryland Women's Champion and there's only 50 people that were in the crowd, okay. Shit, she gonna be the marvelous champion. I got my own WWE 2K Women's Championship belt. Let me print it out and give her the title. I mean, it's just so repetitive. It's like, who cares at this point? And again, I'm a huge fan of hers. I'm not even trying to bash the girl. The old AEW is why I enjoyed. Yes, the old AEW, it had a lot of spark. It had a lot of grit. Maybe that's a good word. It had a lot of grit. Maybe it got comfortable. I will say after CM Punk left, it became started going downhill. Cody left. You know, those were two major players. I will say they can eventually go back realistically to 800,000 people next year if they do different things. I feel like they will have to go a little bit more edgier. What I mean by edgier, maybe more PG 13 ish, have some graphic stuff such as backstage stuff. Not graphic like bleeding, but more skin being shown. I feel like they will do more hardcore stuff. Maybe start with the multi man women winning thousands of dollars. Stop that. Maybe some backstage brawling, hitting somebody. When I think about brawling and wrestling and women's, I think about Ivory versus Tori when Ivory hit Tori with that glass mirror and shattered that shit and pinned her. That I still remember watching that on YouTube years ago when I was a child. Maybe they'll start doing things like that to bring back viewers, a lot of backstage stuff, more skin, more better storytelling. Yes, the YouTube TV champion, the Burger King Women's Champion. Again, at this point, she's just winning all these belts that are just meaningless. I mean, yes, they may be meaningful to that promotion, no disrespect to them, but to an outside fan, I don't live in Maryland, so I don't care about the Maryland McDonald's Championship belt. I don't live in Baltimore, so I don't care about the Burger King Baltimore Women's Champion. I don't care about the YouTube TV Women's Champion because I don't watch YouTube TV, baby. So again, She's winning a lot of titles that don't really mean anything. I mean, I guess if she loses them, they will make headlines because now she's losing her belts. Now it's like, okay, she's an 8-time champion. She's a 7-time champion. She's a 6-time. Because if she keeps losing them, we'll keep talking about her losing them, and then we may want to see what the title was. Like, okay, what was this title if she lost? Maybe that's the end game. I don't know. But it has been over an hour. I am getting off of here. We did talk about some things, such as Chris Jericho allegedly going to WWE, who's going to fill that void as that veteran, maybe Daniel Bryanson, maybe Christopher Daniels. Who knows? We did talk about Hulk Hogan and some memories a little bit. We did talk about AEW NXT going down in ratings this week. We did talk about CM Punk. Nice person, but allegedly has some backstage issues where he's commanding. We did have some things about MVP in the Hurt Syndicate deciding who they want to work with and making it known. We do have Jamie Hayter that returned. We did have Mercedes Monet and Tony Storm that retain. We did have Zach retain. So we did have some news. We did have AEW. All Out is going against Wrestle Plaza. So we have that going on. We have Keith Lee cleared, but what's going on with him? Where's Sammy Guevara? Where's the private party? So a lot of things we did discuss, but I am getting off. But let me say bye to some people, such as Anthony. I know he talked about his book. John, it was nice talking to you. Nice convo. I think we talked before, but thank you for your convo. I did enjoy talking to you, John. Chris, liked your honesty about AEW. I know you weren't. I know you like all wrestling, but I like your honesty and your feedback. Of course, talking to Frank is always nice. Her realness and what she got to bring to the table. You know, she keeps it real. There was someone that else that commented, and I know I did all this last minute, this live Sunday, Forbidden Door, Heat Wave, the news going on, craziness, regardless, outside of wrestling. But hey, I still want to go on today on Sunday. I was so busy yesterday, so I'm like, I have to do it sometime today. So I am getting off. That boy, Brev, nice talking to you as well. I am getting off. Ferdo, nice talking to you. Those that watch the replay, thank you. Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news in my life. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week, so please like and follow. And okay, before we go, we are having this. John Monks will return back to WWE, and I do not see that being a lie, Frank. I feel like with the Shield, they will do a special anniversary tour with the Shield on one last final time. All men in their mid 40s. Mid 40s is not old, it's not the youngest cat, but it's not the oldest cat either. So that I can see them doing that if John Moxley, Dean Ambrose returns to WWE, having a Shield, a last reunion tour. All of them in their 40s now, no longer in their late 20s or in their 30s, feuding, not feuding, waze. Now all grown men who established themselves in their rightful career. Dean Ambrose, his shit, what he did in WWE and what he did in AEW. Seth Rollins, all his different gimmick changes, and him being champion, Roman Reigns, the bloodline, and him headlining. All 3 men, what they did in their careers, all come back together as one as the Shield. That would be a different version, grown, mature, confident version, which will be money. So I do see that coming. But that was my last thing. Oh, need to keep scratching butt. Sorry. That was my last thing to say about wrestling news. I do hope more things come, good things with the viewerships, more surprises. Oh yeah, Isla Dawn. I remember her from WWE. Yes, she made her AEW debut. She made it on Collision last night. Yes, I didn't want to mention that. She did make her debut. She is not like her partner wearing the Olive Garden server t-shirt and pants. No, she's actually wrestling in regular attire. So she did lose to bow down Miss Megan Bain. But my link tree is on my profile. YouTube, like and follow, please. TikTok, I'm on. X, Instagram, on that as well. But this is Markel's World. All things pro wrestling news and my life. See you guys on the next video, YouTube. Peace.